What is going on, everybody? I hope you all are having a fantastic day. My day has just begun, essentially, and it's already really good. Before I get into the topic of today's video, I would really appreciate it if you guys could leave a like and subscribe on these videos. I really enjoy making them. Leaving a like, subscribing lets me know that you guys are enjoying them, and also just kind of motivates me to make future content. And then also, if you wouldn't mind, if there's something that you want to hear me talk about, hear my opinion, hear my experience, leave a comment. I need ideas to make these videos. I got lots of ideas in my head already, but I also want to make some stuff that you guys would like to see. So, moving forward, topic of today's video is the ideal or perfect workout routine. I'm just going to break the ice, get right into it. There is no perfect routine. I get a lot of questions from people in my life asking what I do for my training and what they can take from it and also yield similar results or better results from their own training. The case with the perfect routine is there's always something to improve. So once you have taken the steps to improve one muscle, now you've exposed new weaknesses and now you need to tweak your program again. So ideally, the best routine would be something we could do every single day, over and over and over again, never get bored, and always grow evenly 100% of the time. It just doesn't happen. Human body doesn't work that way. Different muscles grow at different rates. So, and this varies from person to person. So, for my personal experience, my chest and my back grow very fast. Legs, completely different story. Same thing with my arms. Now, if you look at my physique, my arms have become one of my strong points, but I train them way more frequently than other muscle groups because when they weren't a strong point, I needed to bring them up, so I needed to train them differently than how I was training other muscles. Also, something that is good to consider is your routine enjoyable or boring? Because you could theoretically have a perfect workout routine, but if it's so boring that you just don't even want to go to the gym or the movements aren't exciting, that you just don't put in the effort, it's not the perfect program because the program needs to be tailored to you. Now, this isn't an excuse to just do a bunch of light sissy ass movements and just say, well, I'm just doing the program that I find the most enjoyable, but I'm also going to complain that I'm not getting the results because I'm not putting in the work. That's not going to fly either. So you have to find a mix of what's enjoyable and what's going to get you the best results. And keep in mind, we're looking at something that's, boring and difficult are two completely different things. I don't want to hear you say that lunges are boring, okay? They're hard. Put them in your program. Long, heavy sets. Moving on. Fundamentals for a routine. This is very important, something you need to do for any routine if you're going to build your own. It should be tailored around your weak points. So often do I see people training their strong points over and over and over again in the gym. I get fun. Everybody loves going into the gym, getting a nasty chest pump, leg pump, what have you, whatever it is that looks the best on your physique. If you are training your strong point at a higher frequency or skipping your weak point lifts to hit your strong points, you are making your weak points weaker. Because when one muscle is so dominant, it takes away from the other ones, it's really just going to exacerbate the problem. Moving on, consistency, intensity, and technique. These are the three things that you should be focusing on when it comes to your program. If you're not consistent with your program, you can't really say whether or not it's working. So if you create a new program and you set yourself up for 5 days in the gym, and one week you're going in for 3, then 4, 5, 2, 3, 5, what have you, you can't really assess whether or not the program is effective, and you have no right to complain about not making any results because you're not putting in the work. Intensity. The sets need to be intense. So like I said, you need to pick movements that are fun, but that doesn't mean you're not training hard. Training hard is fun. You just have to find the movements that work best for you. For me, I don't really like a lot of free weight pressing at the moment. I do rotate it in every now and then, but right now I really like machines. I like the Smith machine, so that's what I train with. But I train at my maximum intensity to get the most out of my pressing movements. Technique, very important as well. Record your sets, look at your form. What are your internal cues? What are you feeling doing a movement? If you're doing a bench press and you only feel it in your shoulders and triceps, you're doing something wrong. Strip the weight down, focus on trying to squeeze your pecs. Maybe take weight off the bar and just squeeze your pecs. And just squeeze and squeeze and squeeze until when you're done squeezing, you still feel the blood in your pecs, so you know that feeling of what you should be shooting for by the end of a set or two. Really, if you're doing everything right, I don't see why you shouldn't have pretty much 70%, 80% of a pump after your first 2 to 3 sets of a workout. If it takes you 8, 10, 12 sets to get a maximum pump in the gym, you might be doing something wrong. Okay, if you are a beginner, what should you do? Well, understand this. Everything is a weak point. So, you just need to train everything evenly, intensely, and get really strong. Focus on adding weight to the bar every week. Don't throw technique out the window. You want to practice technique for sure, and you want to be consistent. But you don't need to be looking in the mirror and saying, oh, my chest is a little bit behind my legs. And first year or two in the gym, everything evenly. Don't worry about weak points. Stop trying to be big brain. Just stick to the fundamentals. Find a few movements that you really like for each muscle group and get really, really good at them. You might want to experiment with a few machines and just see what works for you. And like I said, just because it's hard doesn't mean that it's not for you. So if you try split squats and you feel the burn and they're hard, that might be something that you want to do. Now, if you do split squats and you don't feel it and you feel more of a connection with your quads in a single leg press, that would be an okay substitution. And then maybe later down the road, when you fatigue from single leg press or it just gets boring, repetitive, what have you, you can go back to the split squats with the new technique that you've learned on how to activate your quads better and everything like that, and then improve at those. I think it's better to, I don't think you need to do the same movements for infinity to grow, but I definitely think there's massive benefit to choosing specific movements for a short period of time and getting really, really good at them, getting really strong, mastering certain rep ranges, like train in the 8 to 10 for a while, train in the 12 to 15, train in the 20 to 25. I don't want to hear none of this, anything over 20 reps is cardio. If it's cardio, you need to do more cardio so that you can utilize those 20 rep sets, because there's massive benefit. And do this for 1 to 2 years. Stay consistent with the same program for 1 to 2 years. You don't want to be messing yourself up and getting confused with all these different things. You're not going to know. You're learning your body when you're first starting out. So take the time. This is going to be really boring, but you need to develop that level of discipline so that eventually you will be able to look at your weak points and know that you can stick to that program tailored towards your weak points for an extended period of time to bring it up, so you develop new weak points, that your strong points now became your weak points because your weak points now became your strong points. I don't know if that made any sense, but I felt like it did. Finally, making a routine that's tailored to you. Now that you've been training for 1 to 2 years, or you've kind of reacclimated yourself to consistently training and all of that, reassess your physique, address your weaknesses, and tailor your program to them. I don't want to see none of this. My chest is the best muscle on my body. I'm training it 3 times a week. If your chest is your strong point, you can probably get away with training it once every week, maybe once every 10 days, and not lose any results. Our bodies are very good at holding on to muscle tissue, just stimulating it every now and then. But you need to be training your weak points at a higher frequency than your strong points. And I know this can be tough because mentally you're going into the gym and you're like, damn, do I really have to hit calves 3 times a week? Just maybe. That might be what you have to do. Maybe only hitting 4 sets of calves after a full leg day 1 time a week is the reason why it's a weak point and you're not just genetically limited. So put in the work. Put your strong point to the side for a little bit and just wait till everything catches up. Trust me, you'll be happy that you did. And then finally, focusing on your strong points just makes your weak points weaker. I think I kind of already touched on this in the beginning of the video. If you have just a massive pumpkin ass chest and you just keep slamming it and it makes your shoulders and your arms look non-existent, the more you train your chest, the more you're just going to make it look like your shoulders and arms are being sucked into a black hole by your pumpkin ass chest. So please, please focus on the weak points. Stop making them weaker. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Coherence is my enemy, so hopefully this made sense to you guys. I really enjoy making these videos and recording my sets. I go back, I watch all my form on my sets to improve all the time. Super important, super huge. You have to assess what you're doing in the gym. If you're just going in and you're just kind of being like, I'm just going to do whatever I do and hope that it turns into something. Results are not bred by accidents. You need a purpose, you need a plan, and you need to stick to it. Anyway, hope you guys are having a great day. Go hit your lifts, go do your cardio, eat your meals, and get your sleep. I'll see you guys in the next one.